Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Qurrotul'Ain Bt Mohajir. Today I would like to present about personal protective equipment, which is PPE. First is introduction. Personal protective equipment is the equipment that used to protect employees from health and safety risks that may occur at work, including injuries to the lungs, head, eyes, ears, and skin. PPE selection must be suitable to the situation. Correct size, fit, and the weight must be suitable for the user, so it is safe and easy for them to use. All the workers also need to brief and properly train on how to use the PPE and do not use PPE that already worn. Next is PPE equipment. First is head protection, which is safety helmet. Protect from falling or flying object. Must need to wear it in construction site all the time. This is the picture of the safety helmet. Next is foot protection, which is protect feet from foot injuries and prevent exhaustion. It's also to prevent from slip and fall that can occur serious accident. This is the picture of the safety shoes. Next is protective clothes, which is to alert the user when in areas or situations that could endanger for health and safety. These clothes can use when it day and night, especially when it dark, because when the clothes reflect to the light, it will become more shine and it can see in the dark. Performing maintenance work on motorways and road or track also need to wear these clothes. This is the protective clothes. Next is face and eye protection. First is safety glasses, which is to enclose or protect the area around the eye to keep any particle from getting into the eyes. Used when handling dry chemical and small amount of chemical until radioactive dust and glass shut. This is the safety glass. Next is face shield, which is to protect face and eyes that cover from the eyebrows to below the chin and across the head against the head against the potential splashes of hazardous liquids. Used when handling chemical and UV protection. This is the picture of the face shield. Next is hand protection, which is have many types of the hand protection, but I will say only two. First is cotton and fabric glove that which keep hands clean and protected from minor cuts and abrasion. This is the picture of the cotton and fabric glove. Next is rubber and plastic glove, which is to use when working with the oil, solvents, and other chemicals because it can protect hand from getting wet with the chemical. This is the picture of the rubber and plastic glove. Next is hearing protection. Hearing protection used to minimize the amount of noise energy that reach the inner ear and cause harm. When exposed to noise level that exceed 140 dB, those whose 8-hour TWA exposure exceeds 100 dBA. There are two hearing protection. First is ear muff and second is ear plug. These two function same, which is to minimize the amount of noise. Next is safety harness belt, which is to prevent the wearer from falling from a height by using system of restraint. OSHA required that jobs that exposes workers to fall off 6 feet or more need to implement one or more dual prevention system. This is the safety harness belt. Next is respirator. Respirator is used to protect workers from inhaling hazardous atmosphere such as fumes, vapors, gases, dust, and airborne microorganisms. But respirator is not the first choice to use. Before to decide whether to use respirator or not, use after all the hierarchy of the control such as elimination, substitute, engineering or administrative, or use respirator while engineering control being installed. Next is the Health Protection Office also assists to implement respirator programs such as evaluation, monitoring, training, fit testing, and model writing programs to the worker to let the worker know more about the respirator program. Next is type of respirator. There are two types of respirator. First is air purifying respirator, which is respirable. Air is obtained by filtering a contaminated atmosphere. There are two types of air purifying respirator, which is unpowered and powered. Unpowered is disposable filtering half mask, this is the picture of the unpowered air purifying respirator, and this one is powered air purifying respirator. Next types of respirator is air supply respirator, which is an alternate supply of breathable air in delivery. Needs specialist advice. This is the air supply respirator, which is have air gases that connect to the respirator. Next is hazard in construction, which is what that hazard that can happen during at the construction site. First is fall from high place. A worker that work from roof, scaffolds, and structures have a high risk to fall from high place. Workers that work 6 feet apart from the ground also have a high risk to fall from the high place. Use PPE such as a safety harness to prevent from falls and providing a safety net. Guardrail system also should be equipped with tow bars and warning lines for the worker that work at the edge of the floors and roof. Next is electrical hazard, which can be shocks or blaze from the electric. All the workers should be trained to dealing with the electrical work because at the construction site there are many machines that require electrical. So to prevent from the electrical hazard, we can locating and identify the utilities such as power lines at a safe distance and place, which that not too too close with the worker. Next is using insulated matting, which is protective layer between the employer and the floor so it can prevent electricity from traveling up from the floor into the person body. Lastly is struck by object. The construction site. All the workers at the site have the possibility to have head injuries because of the fall of the object from the above. So the workers need to wear helmet safety, which is the hard head that can protect our head from the object. So the helmet safety must wear properly and make sure that the helmet in the good condition that not crack. So when the object fall to the head, it will not affect the head and will cause the injuries. So the conclusion is PPE is important when doing work in hazardous environment because it is important for health and safety. Ignore the PPE will lead to the accidents and deaths. The contractor needs to make sure that all the workers on the construction site follow the right way how to wear the PPE. So that's all from me. Thank you.